I need to tell you something that could cost me my career. I spent decades as a brain doctor, sitting face to face with seniors who came in confused, weak, and terrified that their bodies were failing them. And time after time, the culprit wasn't just age. It was the very meats they were told were healthy. These weren't accidents. This was by design. Because behind every neatly packaged slice of chicken breast, every glossy ad for lean meat, and every high-profit export deal sits a trillion-dollar global market that thrives when you get weaker. I've seen the inside of the system. I've been offered sponsorships to endorse meats as safe for seniors. Meats I knew were stripping away their muscle, clogging their arteries, and fueling memory decline. The money was enormous. The pressure was real. But I couldn't stay silent while my patients were breaking down in front of me. And what I discovered shook me to my core. The meats pushed hardest onto people over 60 are often the very ones driving them toward frailty, dependence, and early death. Here's the terrifying part. Seniors lose up to 1% of their muscle mass every year after 60. That's the difference between walking confidently and collapsing in a fall. That's why today, I'm exposing what they don't want you to know. In this video, we'll reveal the 4 worst meats you should never touch after 60, the ones that speed up weakness, disease, and decline. And we'll also reveal the 4 best meats you must eat daily if you want to fight back, rebuild muscle, and stay independent. Ranked from number 4 to number 1, each one is more shocking than the last. And yes, every single reference is linked in the description below, so you can check the science yourself. But before we dive in, here's my question for you. Where are you watching us from today? We're reading and replying to every single comment, so don't miss your chance to be part of this community. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 4 in our worst meats list. And it may shock you, because it's marketed as one of the cleanest, safest choices for seniors over 60. Number 4. Skinless chicken breast. Skinless chicken breast is the poster child for healthy eating. Doctors, trainers, and food companies have praised it for decades as the ultimate lean protein. It's low in fat, high in protein, and often marketed as the safe alternative to red meat. But here's the uncomfortable truth. For seniors, especially those over 60, skinless chicken breast is not the miracle food it's made out to be. It can accelerate muscle loss, drain your energy, and leave you weaker with every passing year. The problem is that chicken breast is what nutritionists call nutrient-poor protein. Yes, it has protein, but it's missing critical compounds that older bodies desperately need, like creatine, carnosine, heme iron, omega-3 fatty acids, and collagen-building amino acids. Meet Harold, 67. He was proud of his nightly routine, grilling a skinless chicken breast with steamed vegetables, believing he was protecting his heart. But over the years, Harold noticed his legs felt weaker, his balance wasn't as steady, and climbing stairs left him winded. His doctor told him his muscles were shrinking faster than expected. The truth was that Harold's diet was giving him plenty of protein, but starving him of the other nutrients that protect aging muscles. When he finally added grass-fed beef and sardines into his meals, the change was dramatic. His energy returned, his legs felt stronger, and his confidence grew. The solution isn't to ban chicken breast, but to stop depending on it as your main meat. Balance it with nutrient-rich options like lamb, beef liver, or fatty fish. And if you do eat chicken, try including darker cuts like thighs or drumsticks, which contain more iron and connective tissue. The goal isn't just to eat lean protein, it's to eat complete nutrition. Otherwise, you're feeding your body calories without giving it the tools to stay strong. But if you think chicken breast is disappointing, the next meat on our list is far worse. It's often grilled at family barbecues, proudly served as healthier than burgers, and even sold as turkey or chicken versions. Yet no matter how it's made, this one comes with toxic additives that silently damage your heart, your blood vessels, and your muscles. Number 3. Spam, canned meat. Spam may be iconic, but for seniors, it's one of the most dangerous meats you can eat. Marketed for decades as convenient, affordable protein, it's actually a toxic mix of processed pork, sodium, preservatives, and hidden fat. One serving of Spam contains over 790 milligrams of sodium, more than a third of your entire day's limit, and nearly 17 grams of fat, much of it saturated. For anyone over 60, the combination is a fast track to high blood pressure, clogged arteries, and dangerous weight gain. The science is chilling. A major study in BMC medicine found that eating just 50 grams of processed meat daily increased the risk of early death by 44%. Meet George, 69. He had grown up with Spam and loved frying it for breakfast. It reminded him of his childhood and seemed like a quick way to get protein. But over the years, George developed high blood pressure, swelling in his legs, and constant fatigue. After a scary trip to the ER, his doctor traced his health problems back to processed meats like Spam. Once George cut it out and replaced it with healthier proteins like salmon and beans, his energy returned, and his blood pressure dropped. Here's what's happening inside your body. The sodium overload forces your heart to pump harder, damaging arteries and raising stroke risk. The nitrates and preservatives in Spam turn into nitrosamines, compounds linked directly to cancer. The fix is straightforward. Avoid Spam and all canned meats entirely. If you need shelf-stable protein, choose canned fish like sardines or salmon packed in water. These foods protect your heart instead of poisoning it. Spam earns the number 3 spot on this list because it's marketed as safe and nostalgic. But the truth is it's slowly killing seniors who rely on it. And if Spam shocked you, wait until you see number 2. This meat is marketed as innocent comfort food, but it's so harmful that studies show it can literally double your risk of early strokes. Number 2. Ground beef. Ground beef is one of the most common meats in kitchens across the world, but for seniors over 60, it's one of the most dangerous. Why? Because ground beef isn't just one cut of meat. It's often a mix of trimmings, fat, and lower quality cuts blended together. That means higher levels of saturated fat, cholesterol, and sometimes even preservatives depending on how it's processed. For seniors, the combination fuels heart disease, weakens arteries, and accelerates muscle decline instead of preventing it. The science is sobering. A large study published in the BMJ found that eating just one serving of red meat daily, especially processed or fatty cuts like ground beef, increased the risk of early death by 13%. Meet Richard, 67. He loved his hamburgers and spaghetti with meat sauce, eating ground beef almost every day. At first, he thought his constant fatigue and shortness of breath were just old age. But when his doctor ran blood work, his cholesterol was dangerously high, and his arteries were narrowing. After switching to leaner proteins like turkey breast and salmon, Richard lost weight. His energy returned, and his cholesterol dropped back to safer levels. What he thought was comfort food had been quietly putting him at risk of a heart attack. The solution is clear. If you must eat ground beef, choose lean options labeled 90% lean or higher, and keep portions small. But better yet, swap it out for cleaner proteins like ground turkey, beans, or fish that strengthen your body instead of tearing it down. Ground beef takes the number 2 spot for a reason. It's cheap, it's everywhere, and it's silently fueling the very diseases that steal independence from seniors. But if you think ground beef is bad, wait until you see number 1. This canned meat is marketed as convenient and nostalgic, but it's so dangerous that studies show it can literally double your risk of early death. Number 1. Pork belly. Pork belly has exploded in popularity over the last decade. From crispy bacon to roasted slabs served at restaurants, it's marketed as rich, indulgent, and packed with flavor. But here's the reality. Pork belly is one of the fattiest cuts of meat you can eat. And for seniors over 60, it's a dangerous trap disguised as comfort food. A single serving can contain more than 50 grams of fat, much of it the saturated kind that clogs arteries, inflames joints, and accelerates heart disease. While younger bodies may bounce back from an occasional indulgence, aging bodies can't afford the damage. Research shows how serious this is. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that diets high in saturated fat increased the risk of cardiovascular disease by 28% in older adults. Meet Evelyn, 68. She loved starting her mornings with bacon, believing it was just a harmless breakfast ritual. Over the years, she noticed her blood pressure creeping up, her legs swelling more often, and her energy crashing by mid-afternoon. She thought it was just part of aging until her doctor revealed that her cholesterol was dangerously high and her arteries were stiffening. When Evelyn finally cut pork belly out of her diet and replaced it with leaner proteins like sardines and eggs, she was shocked at how quickly her energy returned and her swelling went down. Here's what happens inside your body. The saturated fat from pork belly raises LDL cholesterol, which fuels plaque buildup in your arteries. That makes it harder for blood to deliver oxygen to your muscles and brain, leaving you weaker and more tired. The sodium in processed pork belly products like bacon and pancetta worsens the damage by spiking blood pressure and straining the kidneys. Seniors often mistake these changes, like dizziness, heaviness in the chest, or swollen ankles, as just aging, but they're warning signs of fat overload. If you love pork belly, the solution is simple. Cut it down to rare indulgences, not daily meals. Swap out the bacon for high-protein, nutrient-rich meats that protect your heart instead of attacking it. Your muscles, brain, and arteries will thank you. Now you've seen the 4 meats silently draining your strength and speeding up aging after 60. But here's the good news. Not all meats are the enemy. In fact, the next 4 are so powerful. They can rebuild muscle, protect your heart, and keep your independent years longer. Number 4. Turkey breast, fresh, skinless. After tearing down the worst meats, let's flip the script because not all lean cuts are bad. In fact, when chosen carefully, fresh, skinless turkey breast can be one of the smartest daily proteins a senior can eat. It's high in quality protein, low in fat, and incredibly easy to digest. For people over 60, that matters more than ever. Your muscles aren't just shrinking because of age, they're starving for usable protein. And turkey breast, when fresh and unprocessed, delivers exactly that without the heavy fat and chemicals found in processed meats. Science proves the point. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found that seniors who ate lean poultry at least 3 times a week maintained 15% better muscle mass and grip strength compared to those who relied mainly on red meat or processed meats. Meet Robert, 70. He was losing confidence in his legs after a fall left him shaken. His doctor recommended adding lean proteins consistently. So Robert began including fresh turkey breast in his meals. Within months, he noticed he could get up from chairs more easily, walk longer without fatigue, and even felt more alert in the mornings. The difference wasn't magic. It was steady, digestible protein feeding his muscles. The key is preparation. Skip the deli counter slices and avoid pre-marinated packs. They're loaded with salt and preservatives. Instead, buy fresh turkey breast, grill or bake it simply, and pair it with vegetables or whole grains. This way, you get all the protein power without the chemical baggage. Turkey breast may not have the flash of exotic meats, but it does something more important. It keeps your muscles alive day after day. That's why it earns its place in the top 4 best meats for seniors. But as solid as turkey breast is, the next meat on our list goes even further. It's not just lean. It's loaded with nutrients that protect your joints, your blood, and even your memory. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 3. Grass-fed lamb. Most people are surprised to see lamb on the best meats list, especially after hearing how dangerous fatty red meats can be. But here's the difference. Grass-fed lamb, when eaten in moderation, is one of the most nutrient-packed proteins you can give your body after 60. Unlike highly processed meats, it delivers iron, zinc, vitamin B12, and omega-3s in a natural balance that fuels your muscles, brain, and heart. For seniors fighting off weakness, these nutrients aren't optional, they're survival tools. Science confirms this. A study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed higher amounts of heme iron from meats like lamb have 15% better walking speed and endurance than those who avoided red meats entirely. Meet Evelyn, 68. She had been told for years to avoid red meat, so she stuck with poultry and fish. But she constantly felt tired, her skin looked pale, and she struggled to keep up on walks with her grandchildren. At her doctor's suggestion, she added small servings of grass-fed lamb once a week. Within 2 months, her energy lifted, her color returned, and she noticed she wasn't winded climbing the stairs. Evelyn didn't need daily steak, just the right nutrients she had been missing. The key is balance. Seniors shouldn't eat lamb daily, but once or twice a week in small, lean portions, it can restore what years of nutrient loss have taken. Pair it with vegetables and avoid heavy sauces to keep it clean and effective. That's why grass-fed lamb deserves its place among the top 4 best meats. It gives back the strength and energy so many seniors think they've lost forever. But as powerful as lamb is, the next meat on our list goes even deeper. It's not just about muscle strength. It's about protecting your brain, your nerves, and your independence. Number 2. Oxtail, slow-cooked. Slow-cooked oxtail is one of the most underrated healing foods for seniors. While it's heavy when eaten carelessly, prepared the right way, it becomes one of the richest natural sources of collagen, gelatin, glycine, and minerals you can get. After 60, your body's collagen production drops sharply, leaving your joints stiff, your skin fragile, and your muscles less supported. That's why oxtail, simmered slowly until the nutrients are released into broth or stew, can act like natural medicine, fueling your joints, repairing connective tissue, and keeping your body mobile. Science shows how powerful collagen-rich cuts like oxtail can be. A clinical trial published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that seniors supplementing with collagen experienced a 49% reduction in joint pain. Another study in nutrients revealed that glycine, abundant in oxtail broth, improved sleep quality and reduced fatigue in older adults. This isn't just about comfort food. This is about rebuilding the framework of your body from the inside out. Meet Maria, 69. She had given up gardening because her knees ached every time she knelt. Her daughter suggested she try adding bone-rich broths into her diet. So Maria started making slow-cooked oxtail stew twice a week. Within a few months, she noticed she could kneel without wincing. Her morning stiffness eased, and even her skin felt firmer. What she thought was just getting old turned out to be her body starved of the very nutrients oxtail naturally provides. The key is preparation. Trim visible fat before cooking, then simmer oxtail low and slow for hours so the nutrients leach into the broth. Avoid drowning it in heavy oils or salty sauces. Let the bones and connective tissue do the work. That way, you get all the healing power without the drawbacks. That's why oxtail, once dismissed as a poor man's cut, deserves a spot among the top 4 best meats for seniors. It doesn't just feed you, it rebuilds you. But as nourishing as oxtail is, the next meat on our list goes even further. It's not just about bones and joints. It fuels your brain, your nerves, and your energy in a way no other meat can. Number 1. Beef liver. Beef liver is not just food, it's nature's multivitamin. While many seniors avoid it because of its strong taste, this one meat delivers more nutrition per bite than almost anything else you can eat. Just a small portion of beef liver gives you massive amounts of vitamin B12, heme iron, vitamin A, folate, and choline. These nutrients are critical after 60. When your muscles weaken faster, your blood carries less oxygen, and your memory begins to slip. That's why, when eaten carefully and in moderation, beef liver can be the most powerful meat for protecting your independence. Meet George, 72. He had been struggling with constant fatigue and brain fog, blaming it on just getting older. But a blood test showed low B12 and mild anemia. Instead of piling on supplements, His nutritionist suggested adding a small serving of beef liver once a week. Within weeks, George noticed he could focus better while reading. His afternoon naps disappeared, and his legs felt steadier during his morning walks. For him, beef liver wasn't just food, it was transformation. Here's how it works inside you. The heme iron in beef liver boosts red blood cells, carrying more oxygen to your muscles and brain. The vitamin B12 supports nerve function and memory, protecting you from brain fog and even slowing dementia risk. Folate and choline repair cells and support liver health, while vitamin A strengthens immunity and vision. Unlike lean, safe meats that only give protein, liver floods your system with the exact nutrients you lose fastest with age. The key is moderation. Too much liver can lead to vitamin A overload, which is dangerous. But once a week, in small portions, it's safe, powerful, and life-changing. Fry it lightly with onions, add it to stews, or blend small amounts into ground beef recipes if you don't like the taste. The impact on your strength, energy, and brain clarity is worth it. That's why beef liver takes the #1 spot. It's not trendy. It's not marketed. But it's the most potent, muscle-saving, brain-protecting meat you can eat after 60. And it could be the secret to feeling 10 years younger. So now you've seen the truth. The meats most aggressively marketed as safe for seniors. They're silently draining your strength, overloading your heart, and leaving your body weaker every year after 60. And make no mistake, this isn't an accident. It's a $1 trillion global industry built on exports and profit that thrives when you get sicker and more dependent on pills. But here's the good news. Not all meats are the enemy. Some are so nutrient-dense they work almost like medicine. Turkey breast in moderation gives you clean, digestible protein. Grass-fed lamb delivers iron and CLA that restore your energy. Slow-cooked oxtail floods your body with collagen to repair your joints. And beef liver, in careful portions, fuels your muscles, brain, and blood with more vitamins than almost anything else on Earth. These aren't just foods. They're your tools to fight sarcopenia, protect your heart, and stay independent longer. The choice is simple. Keep eating what the industry markets, and you'll age faster. Or take control of your plate. Choose the meats that rebuild you, and you can walk stronger, think sharper, and feel younger than you ever thought possible after 60. Now I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. I read and reply to every single one because your story matters. And don't forget, if this video opened your eyes, smash that like button, subscribe so you never miss the truth they don't want you to hear, and share this with a friend who needs the warning. After 60, every choice counts. Don't just eat to survive, eat to fight back. If you have any questions or want to share your personal experience, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We're always listening. Thanks for watching.